And I was supposed to be part of this big wedding back on April 25th that was be taking place, I think, across the wall, somewhere over down this way and over. And of course, in our wacky world, things have changed up a little bit, but we have gathered here to celebrate the wedding of Alexander and Casey Pearl. And so we're just glad you could be here to share in this time. And since you all weren't able to be together, since it was such a small crowd who got to witness what God has done in the covenant with you two, we thought we would do a unity. They have a unity cross sculpture, and we thought we would have this done today as a way to bring you into their joy, bring you into this experience that we all kind of missed together. And so we've gathered here again to remember what they did back on April 25th when they gathered with just a few of their family and friends. But now is the time where we all get to share in the joy of their union together. So let us experience this together through the Unity Cross. This Unity Cross, as they go to assemble it, has got three main parts that we'll talk about. The first part is the base. Pretty much a solid rock that we're going to talk about. The next part is the cross. And then there's one little tiny part that holds it all together that we'll get to eventually. And I'm afraid to pick it up as we might lose it. It is that tiny. So we're going to talk about those three things. The base is a rock. And I like that fact because I think this can remind us all of the foundation of any marriage, anybody's life. And it's basically this, that our lives, our marriage is supposed to be built on a solid rock, right? So Deuteronomy says that rock is God. The psalmist tells us and says that, I like this one. He says to us, since you are my rock and my fortress, for the sake of your name, lead and guide me. And so what I want you to think about when you see this sculpture and you all see that base to it is that this is a foundation, a marriage built on a solid rock that you're going to ask to lead and guide you through the rest of your life. And I think as long as you understand that every time you look and think about that base, you think about how God is going to continue. He led you together, there's no doubt. The wackiness of all this is the God thing. And so I just want you to remember that you can ask God to lead and guide you through the rest of your life with that base. And then the second part is the cross. I'm going to have you two put that into the base together, if you would. The cross is made up of two parts. One is long, very vertical. One is short, horizontal. And it takes both pieces of wood, of whatever you might have, metal, some kind of lovely fiber work, I think, plastic. But to make a cross, you have to join together two pieces. Nothing you can do to make it out of one. You got to put the two together, right? And we know when Jesus was asked about marriage and the struggle of divorce and all those things that happened to us, he said, if I remember right, which he didn't say, but he said, the Creator God, when he made man and woman, said that the two shall come together, male and female, and that the male would leave his father and mother. You get to keep yours. I thought that was really nice.
I like that.
Especially your mom, your dad, if you want to trade him sometime. That you have to leave mom and dad and join together with Casey. And it says that the two pieces of flesh become one. And now that you're under the covenant of marriage with God and the two of you, that you are now to be one flesh, not separate parts. So I need you, if you would, to put that big part on there. There you go. This Casey Pearl. We'll put that one on there. And that signifies the two becoming one. The other thing I got to think about this, when I was reading all about it, it had the man putting on the largest part and the woman getting the smaller part. And I thought to myself, that's not the way marriage always works. Sometimes bigger personalities take over, and then sometimes that personality switch. and one becomes stronger, and one leads, and one follows, and it goes back and forth in all of marriage if you're going to make it work. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that God didn't say that the husband's the head of the household. I don't want to get in trouble with anybody. So just pretend I didn't even mention that, right? But understand that in personalities, we got to do the give and take, right? You got to understand this is, you're one now. And so that's a part of all of this work in making that cross. You're two separate pieces, but now that you're one. And then there's this last part. What holds this thing together? This is all put together by this little bolt. Very tiny, but it's what holds all of this into one place, into one piece. And I got thinking, okay, I understand the rock, I understand the cross and the two pieces, but what is it that keeps a marriage together? What do you want? What do you think it's going to be? I put you on the spot? Okay, I'm not going to talk out loud. What? Have you read my notes? Yeah, it's love. Woohoo! Get a man. Get up. It's love that holds this together. And it's God's love for each of you that is known in Jesus Christ, plus the cross, right? So you understand through the cross how much God loves each of you. But God also reminds us in His Word about what love is and what it isn't. So I want you to hear what holds this together and what's not going to hold it together. Through the Apostle Paul, he writes this: love is patient and love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. And it keeps no record of wrong. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. Here's what love does. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. And I like the last three words. Love never fails. So as long as you understand that God loves you first, that God has brought you together to be one, God's not ever going to fail you. He's always going to be there for you. I think this marriage will last forever. I don't think the last saying that Jesus talked about marriage, husband and wife, man and woman, was whatever God has put together, no man can be separate. No man separate. That's my wish and prayer for you too as you continue to celebrate your marriage in 3 months and maybe a week or so. Have you celebrated any anniversaries yet? Really? Happy 1 month, and you went hiking. There you go. Trust me, young man, you're going to have lots of those kind of moments coming. It doesn't go away. But I want you to keep this as you brought it into your home, bring it into your home together. Remember just those three things. This is the foundation for your marriage. This is you becoming one together. This is the sign that God loves you and that God's love is always there. Let's pray. God, we ask you to bless this time as we're together today. We thank you for the covenant you have made with this young couple. And we just ask that you continue to pour out your love on them and all that gather around them today. And as we've gathered in this place, just bless our time together. Bless this moment that we can enjoy with them. And just bless our being in your company. This we ask in the name of the Christ. Amen. When do you say you can kiss the bride? That's part of the other formal thing, right?